So this actually gives you chest compressions and keeps you alive. What is some of the stuff on the NFL medical carts? Typically you see the medical cart coming out for injured players to get them off the field in a safe way. I do have a history in emergency nursing as a trauma nurse, and I can speak to some of the equipment here. This example is footage from F.A. Obada's right leg fracture here with the Commanders, and you have Ortho Virginia rocking their cart here. So I'll use their stuff as an example. Some of this stuff here that you can see is just typical emergency rescue equipment. So we'll start here on the right side. This is called an automatic external defibrillator, or AED, and probably in this little black pouch are going to be some adult chest pads to operate with the AED here. And the goal here is to shock the heart in the event of a lethal arrhythmia, not asystole, but something like ventricular tachycardia or something like ventricular fibrillation. There might be other instances where the heart is going too fast and it needs to be shocked back to a normal rhythm, but that may or may not be the case on most NFL injuries. And then kind of taking a scroll around here, this green cap here that you see, this plastic lid, is actually the canister of a suction machine. And to the right of that, this coiled device is probably the suction catheter tip and the suction tubing to go along with that portable suction there. Usually a battery operated deal, good for clearing out, secretions and other things that need to be taken away. Consider a person's airway, and if there's stuff in the airway, you'd want to get that out of there. And rather than using your finger or any of that, you want to clear it out with a suction in a safe way. Now, looking at this red bag, this bag I'm actually quite familiar with. I don't know what brand they're using, but we used to call it the turtle shell. And basically it's a bag full of all kinds of emergency goodies, ranging from airway supplies to medications, perhaps some IV stuff. You can imagine there's splints, maybe some bandages, just the kind of various medical supplies in that bag. As they open up, it actually can be quite effective in an emergency to control a situation. I don't know what this Ionova bag is, but I think it's some kind of medical system there in Virginia, probably just some sort of medical supplies. And then zooming around to this side of the cart here, in this plastic shell is what is called a Lucas device, and it is basically a device that, there you can kind of see Lucas written on the side, a external automatic chest compression device, basically to take over the job of compressions in the event of CPR, that compression aspect. It's a piston type device that goes directly into the chest, and it's very unfortunate if one were to need this, but you got to remember, in that event, what you want is consistency in compressions, and you don't need caregiver fatigue, kind of falling short on the job. They don't mean to, but you have to have consistent compressions to deliver the blood to the brain during a code situation. And that's exactly what it does. Plus, the rescuers can then concentrate on working around the victim in providing what they need otherwise. FA did have a right leg fracture here, and this looks to be probably a pneumatic or air-filled splint. One of these jobs that will actually go on and you can suck the air out of it and actually make a quite rigid splint. I know that his leg was fractured. I don't know the details and all that, but that's just the example here. And then on the cart, these gentlemen here, this guy driving is probably one of the EMS folks, or perhaps one of the doctors. And then you got some, medical staff here. This guy's got scissors and tape hanging off the side of him here. Pretty common to see that. And then you got another dude here. So it looks like on this particular car, you have space for your driver, your rescuers in the back, and of course the victim on the side there. There's another chair there in the front next to your driver there, right there. So, if you guys want, I can do a full video on exactly what all goes into the medical side of things on the sidelines for the NFL medical response. But I got to say, if you're going to be injured and you're going to have an injury, that an NFL sideline is most likely going to be the safest place to have that done, because you're literally surrounded by numerous medical personnel. In fact, whenever I was working there in the ER, we had a couple of docs that actually would go up and do some of the sideline medical stuff on the Vikings actually there in Minneapolis. They would go up there and perform voluntary aid and get some sweet sports medicine experience in the process. And then I'm actually not sure what they have in the back here, hanging out in the little tailgate. Let's zoom in together and see what that says. I'm not sure exactly what that is in the back there, actually. Just wanted to do a little video on some of the things that are on the NFL cart. And like I said, if you guys want more details of what all goes in, as far as the personnel and everything like that, let me know down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.